Hey, it's Joe. Let me ask you something that might sting a little. What if the reason you're not wealthy yet has nothing to do with your intelligence, work ethic, or opportunities and everything to do with what you've been taught to value? Society programmed us to chase the impressive, the innovative, the disruptive. We scroll through social media seeing drop-shipping gurus, crypto experts, and tech startup founders. Meanwhile, there's a quiet group of people you'd walk right past at the grocery store who are genuinely wealthy. Not fake it till you make it wealthy. Not maxed out credit cards behind the Instagram posts wealthy. I'm talking about sleep at night, no debt, multi-property, retire whenever they want wealthy. And here's what messes with people's heads. They got there, doing things most of us consider beneath us. That psychological barrier, that pride, that need to look impressive, it's the tax you're paying to stay broke. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what they do, why it works, and more importantly, why your ego is probably the only thing standing between you and real financial freedom. Let me tell you about my neighbor Marcus. He's 58, drives a paid-off Lexus, takes 3 vacations a year, and never stresses about money. You know what Marcus does? He owns 4 laundromats. Sounds boring, right? That's exactly the point. Last week, I met Sarah at a coffee shop. She's 35, left her corporate job 2 years ago, and now makes more money working 3 days a week than she did working 50 hours. Her secret? A mobile auto detailing business that started with a $4,000 investment and a beat-up Toyota truck. These aren't unicorn startups or crypto schemes. They're what I call boring millionaire businesses, the ones nobody brags about at parties, but everyone wishes they own when they're 65 and still punching a clock. After researching businesses with the highest survival rates in America, I found something fascinating. The most profitable aren't the sexy ones. They're the ones solving simple problems that never go away. Let me show you exactly what I mean. The businesses that actually work. Laundromats before you roll your eyes. Hear this. 94.8% are still operating after 5 years. Compare that to restaurants where half close in the same period. The laundromat industry generates over $5 billion annually in the U.S. A well-run location can pull $300,000 a year with 50% profit margins. My friend Marcus, the one I mentioned, he told me something that changed how I think about business, Joe. People will always need clean clothes. I don't convince anyone to buy anything. Clothes get dirty automatically. That's recurring revenue at its finest. 90% of his customers come back every single week. Automated car washes, the car wash industry, hit $15 billion in 2025. One automated wash can generate $150,000, $200,000 in annual profit. Once it's set up, it runs itself. John Perry, an operator I studied, started with 1 location and scaled to $6 million in revenue. His secret? He didn't innovate anything, he just executed consistently and replicated what worked. Here's the genius part. Most now use membership models. Customers pay $25, $40 monthly and wash unlimited times. That's predictable income whether it rains or shines. Vending machines you can start with under $10,000. A single machine generates roughly $30,000 yearly with 30% margins. I met an operator named David making $700,000 annually working 2 days a week. His strategy, 40 machines in strategic locations, gyms, hotels, office buildings. But here's what most people miss. Specialty vending. Forget Coke and chips. Think beauty products in salons, fresh bait at fishing spots, phone chargers in airports. The narrower your niche, the less competition and higher margins you command. Pressure washing start with $5,000, a quality pressure washer, a truck, and business cards. Charge $200, $500 per job cleaning driveways, patios, and house facades. The magic is that customers call you every season, and when neighbors see the results, they call too. Your work becomes your advertising. Self-storage units, this industry generates $45 billion yearly in the US. 1 in 10 households rents a unit, with average profit margins of 41%. Here's something wild. There are more storage facilities than McDonald's and Starbucks combined, and over 70% are independently owned, not corporate chains. The average customer pays $128 monthly and stays 14.5 months. Some forget what they stored, but keep paying for years. That's the power of recurring revenue. Pest control, nearly $30 billion industry, projected to hit $40 billion by 2030. About 85% of residential revenue comes from recurring monthly contracts. You acquire a customer once and they pay automatically every month. Like Marcus's laundromats, the product sells itself. Pests never stop existing. Commercial cleaning, a single office building contract, pays $3,000, $10,000 monthly and renews automatically year after year. I know a woman named Jennifer who was making $18 an hour as a cleaner. She started her own company, landed 3 building contracts, and now bills $180,000 annually doing the same work she did before, just as the owner, not the employee. Mobile auto detailing full details cost $150, $400, and you can complete 3 or 4 daily. That's $450, $1,600 per day with minimal overhead. No storefront, no rent, no permits, just excellent work that customers refer on its own. The story that changed my perspective, let me tell you about 2 guys I know, Daniel and Alex. Both are 42. Both made about $55,000 a year in construction. Daniel spent 5 years planning to start a business. He wanted something impressive, an online store, a podcast, a personal brand, something Instagram worthy. Because nothing felt perfect, he did nothing. Meanwhile, he spent $200 monthly on unused subscriptions and $400 eating out. Over 5 years, that's $36,000 gone enough to start multiple businesses. Alex, on the other hand, did something Daniel would never do. 3 years ago, he bought a $3,500 pressure washer, printed $30 worth of business cards, and started knocking on doors. His hands shook at every door, he told me himself. First month, $800 extra. Third month, $20,400. By month 6, he landed a homeowners association contract for 20 houses at once. Today, Alex has 2 employees, a fully equipped truck, and bills over $180,000 yearly on top of his regular job, which he's about to leave. He didn't have a perfect plan, fancy logo, or expensive course. He had a pressure washer, an old truck, and the willingness to do work others were too proud to do. The difference between Daniel and Alex isn't talent, education, or luck. It's that Alex understood what Daniel hasn't accepted yet. Boring businesses pay for exciting lives. Daniel still searches for the perfect idea. Alex has 3 years of recurring clients, steady cash flow, and knows if he loses his job tomorrow, his business holds him up. That's real wealth, not the amount you have, but the absence of fear. What Thomas Stanley discovered in The Millionaire Next Door, Stanley found that most U.S. millionaires didn't inherit wealth and don't work in glamorous industries. They own businesses solving simple, everyday problems that never disappear: washing clothes, controlling pests, hauling trash, cleaning pools. According to SBA data, 94% of small business owners project growth through 2026, the highest ever recorded, and 79% anticipate increased revenue. The tools are here, demand is here. The only missing piece is you taking action. My challenge to you, I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow and buy a laundromat. I'm saying open your eyes to opportunities already around you, the ones nobody brags about, the ones without influencers selling $2,000 courses. Of these businesses, at least 5 start with under $5,000. At least 3 you could start this weekend. All solve problems that never go away. Here's what stuck with me. The U.S. has 36 million small businesses, and 82% are run by one person. Millions have already decided to work for themselves. No partners, no investors, no permission needed. The question isn't whether it's possible, it's how much longer you'll wait. Which business resonated with you? Drop a comment. If you know someone who's been searching for years, share this with them. It might be exactly what they needed to hear. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.